What's going on, everybody? Kwaku here, back with another video. Today is a new day, is a new dawn for the channel. Today is the day where I finally gravitate away from just doing Windows app reviews to a lot of different kinds. And today starts it with macOS. We're looking at an app called Aviary 2. Basically, it is a Twitter application from the developer Shihab Mehboob. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Sorry if I butcher your name, but it is a Twitter application. Apparently on the Mac App Store, it only has 2 reviews, and the 2 reviews give it 2 stars. One thing that I'm going to look at definitely is I'm not going to touch the premium version because it looks as if, after testing it, that the free version that you're looking at here handles everything you can possibly need for using a simple Twitter client other than the Twitter client that is out there. And this app is available on iOS as well as macOS, so you can pick up dedicated versions on both, and you simply just sign into your Microsoft, or rather, I'm so used to saying Microsoft, you sign into your Twitter account in order to obviously get this access, because obviously it is a Twitter app. So let's take a look. So right off the bat, I'll just give you the negatives just to get those out of the way so I don't forget. One of the negatives that I noticed here is all of these columns here. There are a ton of columns here, and then search being all the way over here as well as over here, I guess as a shortcut to this column over here, and feed being here. So it just all works off of columns, jumping to columns, right? That's not necessarily a problem, but the problem that I have is that if I want to get rid of some columns and only have a few things, maybe I only want my feed, maybe I only want my mentions and quotes, maybe my messages, and let's say my likes, maybe I only want that on my application or on my version of the application. You can't actually do that. So like if I go up to the menu up here and I go to preferences, and then I go all the way down here and it says columns, you can only switch between displaying single or multiple columns. And when you click on the column stuff, all you can do is redrag on the order that they fit in the list. You can't actually get rid of columns. I don't see an option to get rid of it. It just moves it away. You see, just like that. You can't get rid of your columns, which is kind of annoying in my opinion. And see, even the application just froze a little bit. Yep, the application has fully frozen now. So you can see that everything is just, it's annoying to see. I understand a developer charging premium versions of their application because the Microsoft Store has a lot of developers doing that. This obviously has a free version, but the problem is, like, apps from back in the day, TweetDeck and things like that, they allowed you to manage your columns more. And it's unfortunate that this application does not allow you to manage your columns at all. You see how it's like it's slowed down the entire Mac right now, and I'm running it off of an M1 Mac Mini, so it should be more than fine to be able to run an application like this. So I will jump back in when I restart this application. All right, I am back on this application, and yeah, it had a little freeze when I decided to try to move around columns like that, which again is a weird thing. I know it's a work in progress. However, it doesn't say it's in beta, so that makes me think, oh, I finished the application. So I can see the complaints, some of the complaints that haven't even been brought up yet in this. But again, my main complaint is the columns area. You can remove all the columns and have, I think, just feed. So if I do this and I exit out, the one problem is, there you go, wait for a second. And then you just have a full screen feed, which is kind of annoying in a way because it's kind of a waste of space. It's a poor use of space, like Marquez would say. But you can search your feed just like that. You can pull up pictures bigger. It looks as if you cannot actually view comments. Yep, you can't actually view comments. Let me find something that might have a comment. So like, let's say we want to look at, I don't know, walking cat screenshot. Can I scroll down and view comments? No, you cannot. So when you have pictures open, you can't actually view the comments with the picture like you can on the Twitter website. You have to get out of the picture and then you have to click on comments, which it looks to me that the comment isn't even working for me. So you're seeing here, it's not loading the comments at all, which is kind of odd. Again, like, there are some oddities here. I see the potential. I see that this developer is creating a Twitter application for the Mac faithful. But on this machine, it's a simple base model M1 Mac, but we know the performance of an M1 Mac. We know that it's capable of doing a lot of things at once. and it's having trouble with the Twitter application, which gives me an idea of poor optimization or something's going wrong in the code. And I wish I knew more about what was going on. So it's unfortunate because if it's supposed to be a Twitter application, I can't actually view comments at all on the Twitter application, which is strange. I don't understand what's going on. So yeah, so that's the thing. So now, you know what, we're going to back up all the negative things and we're just going to look into the layout of the application. So the layout kind of reminds me of the Windows 10 days where we had kind of like the hamburger menus, where on Windows 10 or on the Windows platform, typically we wouldn't have text fully filled out here. We would have text essentially like in a hamburger menu, and you click the hamburger menu to get the text to show full. We would just have icons. So you see like the application is kind of being jittery. So activity is there and then it loads kind of slowly. You have your messages, which this is where I'm going to pause here yet again. My messages are not blank on Twitter at all. My messages, if I show you here in my browser, I have messages. But the application claims that I don't have any messages, which is telling me there's something going wrong. And then two, when I look at the messages, I'm noticing here that when I clicked it, it still went back to feed as the highlighted tab, even though I'm in messages. And then when I go back to feed, then it loads the feed. So I'm not sure what's going on with the application as a whole. And I don't mean to just simply crap all over the application. I see the potential in it, which is why I'm looking at it. But there are just some elements that need to be addressed. Here's your profile tab. It shows you your profile feed and things like that. And this is how it looks like currently. And then if you go through, especially in dark mode, you got your lists. I never use lists, but if you want to add to your list and create lists, you can in fact create list and type in the description and then say you want to make it public or private. And then when you activate it, let's see if we get some lists. I'm not seeing any list. The list is not showing up at all. Let's see if it shows up on Brave. If I go over to wherever lists are, let's find out. Nope, the list didn't show up at all. It didn't get created. So let's find out what happens if I create a list. So if I create a list on the normal Twitter and I hit next and I'm done. Okay, we got this list here. So that means that if I go to list here, it should show up, correct? It doesn't look like it's showing up at all. Not at all. So it's not refreshing lists and it's not refreshing messages, which two critical errors that are not showing up correctly. To make it a good Twitter application and make it the best Twitter application for Mac, which it advertises, you need to have these simple functions shown, especially since they're on your main menu. Next, we got trends. Trends works like you would think. You got your local news, which of course I have to use my location to do, which I'm not going to do. And then you got your verified account tweets. Of course, because of Twitter Blue, I'm not sure if this is taken in conjunction with Twitter Blue or this is actual verified accounts. But these are, verified accounts, governors and things like that. You got your likes. So likes do work. Likes definitely do work. If I go over to maybe my feed and I'm like, hey, I like Jay's 2 cents is up. More bad news for GPU. It's looking like it wants you to sign up for Aviary Pro in order to like anything, which is not good at all to me. I kind of feel like Aviary Pro should not, you shouldn't have to get the pro version of an application to use basic functions of a software, such as liking, commenting, and things, and retweeting. Because look, let me find out about retweeting. Nope, you can't retweet on this. Can I reply? You cannot reply to that. I can't actually do anything with anyone's comments unless I pay. So again, another problem in that I want to be able to do simple things with, the Twitter application, and the Twitter application officially, the official one from Twitter does everything like this for free, and it has more functions in it. It may look different, but the thing is to make it better, especially since you're new, you have to loosen up a little bit. You have to create your audience first. And if your audience doesn't like the little problems that are going on, they're not going to want to pay for the application. So those are some of the gripes with the comments where they were saying, if it tells me to pay right up front. It doesn't necessarily tell you to pay right up front, but when you start clicking on things, it tells you to pay, as you can tell right there. It says built upon Twitter, share tweets and images, view at tweets and AR, view edit history, share play, and so on. Multiple tweets, translate hashtags or hash flags, undo tweets, add drawings to tweets, filter tweets and replies, picture in picture. Yeah, so iCloud Sync, Siri, there's a whole lot of things in Pro, which costs, it's cheap. Yes, it's $9 a year for right now, 60% off. But I would much like a simple feature like that to be in the base one. And then a simple feature like responding to tweets, quoting tweets, replying to tweets, and liking tweets, that should be in the base one. And then all those drawing on things and doing all this extra stuff, iCloud Sync and stuff, yes, that should be in the Pro version for people who want more out of it. Let's keep going. So we got trends. So this is the trends, like I said, likes, like we saw. Bookmarks, I never use bookmarks, but bookmarks are there. We have filters. So if you have filters for like anything, you don't want certain sensitive tweets, let's say you don't like certain politicians or whatever it is, you can pretty much just say, if the tweet hat contains anything about this specific politician's name, you can make it so you never see it on this application, which is pretty nice. I think you can do that on Twitter by itself too. And of course, you can't retweet anything on this application. It tells you to pay for it. And then you got search just like that. So overall, I would just say as a whole, Aviary 2, it needs work. I know it was covered, I believe, by Macworld, that it was completely recreated or rewritten and stuff, but like the developer, I feel like should step back from the Pro, kind of pushing Pro into the face. I know money is tight, but make the application good first. Make the basic functions of the application that we expect from a normal Twitter application work first for free. And then the extra stuff like drawing tweets and undoing tweets and editing tweets and stuff like that, go ahead and make people pay for that if they really want those features. However, the other nice thing I will say about this application is there are no ads on this. There are no promoted tweets. There are no anything like that. It is straightforward, a Twitter application. If you need Twitter and you don't like to see ads everywhere and promoted tweets, you don't have to worry about that on this application. So I really like that the developer did that. I can see where the developer could exploit this, the news feed and inject like ads inside, like looking like, Twitter posts. I can see the developer doing that. I hope they don't do that. Please don't do that, but improve your application. I would love to take a look at it again if those things were addressed. But for right now, would I recommend this application? I probably would not, because there are just so many problems when you can just simply just use the normal Twitter application and it works perfectly and you don't have to pay for anything to do any of those basic functions. Let me know what you guys think about Aviary 2 in the comments section below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.